Do you have a young golfer who tends to check out quickly when she's not performing her best or hitting bad shots early in the round? Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to help your young athletes stay composed when they're not performing their best early in the round. You're watching the Golf Psychology Podcast. Here's the question I received from Elvin. He said, my 12-year-old daughter has been playing golf since she was 7. Every tournament so far, when she makes that first mistake, it derails her for at least 2 holes. She begins to get frustrated and start blaming her caddy, me. I would like some tips on how to help her not worry about those early bad shots before her round gets out of hand. Elvin, thanks for your question. This is super common with young golfers and young athletes alike, is they tend to have very high expectations for their performance, and when they're not performing up to their expectations, it's easy for them to get frustrated. And I would imagine you on the bag makes it even more difficult for her because she wants to do the right thing for you. She wants to make you happy. She wants to make you proud. So when she hits that bad shot, it's almost natural for her to say, well, that's not me. I should be frustrated. I'm actually better than that. So sometimes the acting out is to show you that she's actually better than that. So what's the challenge here? The challenge here is early in the round, when she hits that first suspect shot or bad shot, she starts to get frustrated and then goes on the bogey train, as we call it. The bogey train meaning for the next 2 holes, she struggles to make par, or she might go bogey, bogey, bogey because of the frustration. Athletes dwell on the past and they're frustrated and ruminating about the past. Well, guess what? It's hard to focus in the moment and make good decisions. What often happens is they speed up their behaviors. They don't do their normal pre-shot routine, for example. They'll skip important elements of the shot making, and therefore it's not as good going forward until they can gain that composure. So a couple things that you can do with your daughter. First of all, I would give her 3, 4, 5 get out of jail free cards. Yeah, get out of jail free. What that means is it's okay for her to hit a bad shot or have a bad hole, for example, early in the round. You need to impress upon her that she's not going to play perfectly. And that's tip 2, is she has to understand that not every shot is going to be as solid and as straight as she hits it on the range, for example. That's not the way it happens in a round of golf, for example. Because every time she has a different implement, different lie, different target, different look to the shot, and you can lull yourself into a false sense of confidence on the range by beating balls to the same target with the same club, perfect lie every time. So big difference there. Next, you want to work with her on expectations. Her expectations is, I can't hit a bad shot on the opening holes. That's unacceptable. So how do you work with her on that? You try to identify the expectations that she has for herself, and then you start to replace those things with more process-oriented objectives. Like, hey, let's pick a good target. Let's commit to the club. Let's focus on the target. Let's trust your swing. Things all within the pre-shot routine that she can do that's going to help affect a better shot. So replacing expectations is part of it as well. The next tip is she has to understand that somewhere she needs to stop dwelling and letting go. Call it the 10-second rule, the 20-second rule, whatever you want to call it. She needs to stop beating herself up, dwelling on that miss, and get to the next shot and let it go. I've only found one way to do that. Work with her on her reaction. Why does she react to a bad drive or a bad iron shot? What's so awful about that bad drive or iron shot? Work with her on her initial reaction and changing that reaction to more acceptance. Hey, it's just one shot. I'm still okay. It's early in the round. A lot of great opportunities to come. She has to understand that being able to uncouple from the past and move on to the next hole or next shot is absolutely critical for her performance on those next 2 holes that you talked about. Hey, if you or your athlete needs help with the mental game, check us out at peaksports.com and go to our coaching page there. You can learn more about our one-on-one mental coaching programs. They're very comprehensive because we do assessments. We have the Golfer's Mental Edge 2.0, our new audio and workbook program that comes with the coaching, and then we do 4 sessions a month as well. It's a monthly program. You can read all about it at peaksports.com. All right, thanks for your question.